let me present you with two scenarios. Scenario number one, you're looking for a job and it's been 6 months, you haven't gotten one. And finally, you get an email saying, hey, we would love to interview you. You go to the interview lasts 30 minutes, you have a great time. They say, hey, we'll get back to you in 2 days, at most 5 business days, right? And you're excited, you're like, okay, calm, we're good. 2 days pass by, nothing so far. And now it's the weekend. So you're like, okay, they won't get back to me on the weekend. So Monday for sure. It's Monday, no response. So you send an email on Monday saying, hey guys, wagwan. No response. Tuesday, you say, okay, hopefully they get back to me because I have up until Friday to actually lock this in. Tuesday, no response. And then finally Wednesday, you send one last email and then they respond immediately saying, oh, hey, we thought we already sent an email before, but given XYZ, we can't do XYZ. And you think, okay, great. Now, scenario number 2. Now in this scenario, there's a lady, you've liked her for 6 months. Now, one day you've mustered up the courage and you finally decided, I'm gonna ask her out on a date. You finally do, and you're met with, sorry, I don't feel the same way. What do these two scenarios have in common? Well, it's the theme of rejection, feeling like you finally got something and then all of a sudden it's taken away from you. How does one decide to move on from the situation? Well, there are 2 options. Either you go the self-improvement route where you decide, okay, objectively, I'm gonna look at myself and try to push past all my flaws and sharpen my strengths. Or 2, a villain arc. I am selfish, I tell everyone to piss off, and I basically just take the world as my enemy. Now, don't get me wrong, the world in some way is always going to be against us, if you're a Christian especially, or if you want to improve yourself, because there's so many distractions and temptations all around us. And you'll definitely have to think of the world as your enemy, quote unquote, in order to actually push forward. But my question is, does that really justify behaving the way at least I want to behave? Meaning, am I just gonna tell people to buzz off? Am I just gonna be very nonchalant, be very, apathetic to everything that's going on around me? Perhaps that could be helpful to some degree. If you're someone who gets complacent like myself, you do need those period of times where it's just you, just doing your own thing, just sort of isolating in a way, or being in solitude, I would say. But you have to realize that the selfish route is you vilifying the people that might actually care about you, is you vilifying people that might actually be able to be of some help to you. And you do this all because in your head, you've rationalized that, yeah, it's okay to be fine because I've been hurt. And I think a lot of times in life, when our expectations aren't met by people, it justifies us being jerks or not very nice to other people, not very kind to other people who have nothing to do with it. And we may have very valid reasons for thinking the way we do and feeling the way we do, but pushing other people away, I don't know, man. I don't know if it helps in the long run. Maybe in the short run, in the short term, it might. And maybe the healthy way to do it is say, hey, right now, I don't feel too good. I don't really know what's going on in life. And I feel like I want to push you all away, but just don't take it personally, or just know that I'm still your friend and I still care about you. But right now, I just don't feel like anything. I feel apathetic and indifferent. Don't get me wrong. In the moment, it's like, yeah, let's do that. And there are some moments in my day where I choose to be selfish, where I choose to be not very kind. And I hate that. I don't enjoy doing that. But it's like when something is so fresh and you feel like your value is being questioned, or you feel like you had a great expectation for something and you finally got there and you think this is what God has for me, but you don't get it. The unmeasurable disappointment between the peak of expectation and the disappointment of reality is unmeasurable. Like, you can't really measure it, because how do you quantify disappointment? How do you quantify heartbreak? You can't, because it just simply hurts. And no amount of words from someone can heal that immediately. But I think it can start us off to a place where we're like, okay, I can start healing from this. I don't know what healing looks like for you, but for me, I know it's creating content. For me, I know it's writing poetry. For me, I know it's being grateful to God for my life and just trying to make my family proud. And now, instead of viewing that rejection as a questioning and rejection of my value, I could view it as a redirection onto a different path, because that's what it is. You can look at it as both, but I think primarily the best way I can look at it is redirection. Otherwise, I will lose my mind and I will decide to just be selfish and be a prick to everyone around me. And again, in the long run, it really doesn't help you, because if you push all these people away, let's say you come out of your self-improvement villain arc and you're finally able to do all the things that you've never done before, but you pushed all the people that loved you away in order to do that. Now, some people may still, care about you and love you and cherish you, but the relationship won't be the same. And now you have to worry about fixing a relationship that wasn't broken in the first place, but you could have fixed or kept maintaining, but you decided, nah, because screw it all, right? I know a lot of people say, if you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. The question is, why are you at your worst in the first place? I know we can't be perfect, but if you can acknowledge that you're at your worst, shouldn't it be prompting you to actually try to improve, to get to a place where you're better than you were before? I can't tell you what the best option is for you, because I know that sometimes I have decided I just want to do stuff to spite people. I want to improve myself to spite people, but I knew it wasn't sustainable, because at some point after I accomplished my goals, I was just sat there like, is this it? Is this the thing that I push people away for? And it just wasn't worth it. You see, sometimes you look outside too and see people happy and you're like, why are they happy? Why are they happy? Do they not know I'm angry? Do they not know it's my villain arc? Oh, there's pain. It's not really pain though, is it? It's just that we experience moments of ups and downs. And I think when you're in a period of a down, you try to be upset and you try to be angry at the world. But the thing is, some people just haven't done anything to you. And if you justify your own wrongdoings because something wrong was done to you, you have to ask yourself, what if someone felt the same way about you? What if they felt like, hey, I can treat David like trash because this other person treated me like trash? When you've been hurt or when you feel wronged, you have every reason in your mind and in your heart to sort of take it out on the world. There may be valid reasons, there may be invalid reasons, but I think the most noble thing you can do, or the healthiest thing you can do in the long run, is try your best to not act out of selfishness or act out of pain. Again, it's not easy. I could just come on here and tell you, hey man, do this, do that, but I'm not gonna tell you it's easy, because this is fresh. This is like, the job was today and the heartbreak was like 4 days ago. I'm not just coming here saying, hey, you should do this, it's easy. No. It's hard, but that's the point. Why would we do the easy things? Everyone is doing the thing that's easy. It's easy to be selfish. It's easy to be jaded. It's easy to be cynical. But I just know that I have a lot to be grateful for. Even just the opportunity to be doing this, the opportunity to be where I am, having an education, just everything, the gift of life, man. And as I'm talking to you, as I'm saying these things, I'm actually realizing the value of the things that I do have. Simply because the value of what I thought I had was rejected doesn't mean that I have to reject that value as well. So that's it. Thank you for watching. And as always, Godspeed.